Hello, artists. So today is our last day of this unit, so I thought it would be a fun idea for us to do a push project. So all week we were practicing making James Rizzi buildings. So we learned a lot about his style when he's making those, that he uses those geometric shapes and fun expressions, and nice bright colors. But James Rizzi also makes other kinds of artwork. Here are some of his other famous artworks. He's really well known for creating these artworks that showcase different cities, especially New York. He also is well known for making these animals. What do you notice that's similar about his animals and his buildings? I noticed that he uses these silly expressions for all of his animals and all of his buildings. I also noticed that he uses nice bright colors, and I also noticed that there is variety in all of his work. When I look at his buildings, none of his buildings look the same. They look similar, but they are different. And the same goes for his birds. His birds look similar, but they don't quite look the same, right? They have slightly different heights, they might have different expressions, and nothing about them is entirely even. When you look at some of these other examples of his birds, you can still see the same thing. So his birds look similar. They have nice bright colors, they have silly expressions, and they have similar shapes, but they're different sizes. They're in different poses, and especially their eyes don't quite line up the same, right? Here's an example of how one artist made some James Rizzi inspired birds. So they drew several birds in different poses, but similar sizes on one piece of paper. So today we are going to push ourselves to make James Rizzi style birds. So how can you make James Rizzi birds? Don't worry, I'm going to show you in a video also. As always, you have to check for success as you go. Please make sure that you color neatly. Use your whole paper, we always sketch, outline, then color, and show best effort. While you are working today, please think to yourself, did I follow the drawing directions? We don't want to make small birds, so please make sure that they are bigger than half your page, bigger than. And you are only using one color per bird, only. Please remember when you are drawing that your drawing does not have to look exactly like mine. Just try to follow the directions so that it looks similar. So before we begin, think about how you will make your birds. What colors will you use? What poses will you make? You have an idea? All right. So get yourself ready. Because this is our last project this week, you can feel free to color it in and finish it today if you can. So please make sure you have a pencil, a Sharpie, and something to color with. A quick note, if you were with me during remote in the summer, you might remember this project, but I thought it would be fun to bring it back. Hello, artists. So we've been learning about James Rizzi, so I thought it would be a fun idea to learn a little bit more of some of it about his other work. So we know that he's famous for his buildings, but he's also famous for these really fun kind of birds that he likes to make. So today I'm going to show you how to make 3 James Rizzi style birds. They're actually pretty simple to make. So to start off, you are going to make a triangle down here, but you are not going to connect it. Then you're going to scoop it kind of like an ice cream cone with a curved line going around. Perfect. So look at that. We already have his face. Now you're going to make a curved shape here for the body and another curved line going around, connecting to the other part of the head. Now with James Rizzi's feet on his birds, they're pretty silly. So you can feel free to have them going in whatever direction you want, but they need to have 3 little feet using straight lines. And then you're just going to use 2 big circles near each other for the eyes, with some little eyes in the center. And you can feel free to add some head feathers and some chest feathers to your bird. And look at that, you have 1 James Rizzi style bird. Now let's make 2 more so that he has a friend. They don't have to go in the same direction. So we're going to do the same thing again, where we make the cone for the triangle shape, scoop it around, make some curved lines here for the body. Let's give this one longer legs. And maybe he has his little feet out. big eyes with circles. He could be looking in a different direction. And some chest feathers. And then let's make one more friend for him, but this time let's have him facing the other way. So make that triangle shape. Go around. Make a curved line. Another curved line. And some chest feathers. And make 2 eyes. Maybe this time he's looking over there. And then add some feet. So look at that. I have managed to make 3 James Rizzi style birds by using some really simple lines and shapes. So let's review. You are using a triangle for the beak, a curved line for the head, and curved lines for the body. Then you are also using straight lines for the feet. So take a second to draw that. When you are done, then you are going to outline. Now, James Rizzi sometimes likes to add these really simple backgrounds. Usually they're just colors, but sometimes he'll add things like hearts or flowers in there. So I think I'm gonna add a couple of really simple things to this picture. So I'm gonna add a couple of hearts. And then just a couple of bushes. And some flowers to my picture. Maybe some grass. And again, I can outline this. Build on that, and I'm going to show you how to color it. So first of all, we have drawn our birds. We have drawn some of our details in the front. Now, it would look better if we put a little bit of a horizon line here just to show where the sky and the ground is meeting. So I'm just going to take my Sharpie from yesterday and I'm going to make that horizon line down here. Perfect. Now it looks like my birds are standing on something. At this point, I'm going to start to color. Now, you can use whatever materials you have at home. Miss Moosey is going to use watercolor, which is her favorite, and I'm also going to use crayons. Now, the only rule I'm really going to give you about coloring your birds is that you should pick one color for each bird and do not color in the eyes. So to help me out and to make sure that I don't accidentally color in the eyes, I am actually going to use a crayon to create a resist to stop me from doing that. So I'm just going to take a white crayon, and I'm gonna go around there right now, just so I don't accidentally color in those eyes. Because I know it's really easy to do that. And I'm also gonna make sure that I color in that little spot in the inside of the eye before I start. And I think I'm gonna work a little bit backwards today. So I'm gonna actually color in the hearts first, and I'm gonna color in some of the stuff in the land before I begin actually coloring my birds. Remember when you are coloring to color in the same direction because it will give you much better coverage. It's also helpful to outline your shape first before you color it in. So notice I'm going around the heart and then I'm coloring in smaller spaces. All right, I think I'm finished. So now I have colored in my James Rizzi birds. Remember, I'm using one color for each bird. I'm keeping my sky and my grass separate colors, and I'm making sure that they are separated by this horizon line. And it's going to come out great. Can't wait to see how yours worked. How's your project going? What do you think you're doing well? What do you think you could do better? Please don't forget to submit all of your artwork this week to me on Google Classroom. I can't wait to see your work. Have a great weekend.